2-8, sectional 35. Busco at Whitko and Eastside at Woodland, both intriguing matchups to a certain degree. Busco at Whitko, Busco gets their starting quarterback back.
Yeah, Drew Buffenbarger's back.
Yeah, the collarbone went down in week 1. There were games where they played 4 different dudes at quarterback.
Yeah.
And they've still, 6-4 on the season heading in. Whitco's got Garrett Elder at quarterback. They don't throw it a lot, but the guy has over 1,300 yards rushing. How do you feel about this game? Because Busco certainly seems to be on the rise, and Buffenbarger gave them an added dimension, I think you saw last week with Chance Gallmeyer at the receiver position that bodes well for the postseason.
That's what I'm saying about Busco is we've seen so many one-dimensional Busco teams in years past, but with Buffenbarger back there and able to throw the ball and keep defenses honest and not let them stack the box, I think it makes Cherubusco a lot scarier team in the postseason because their offense just can do a lot more things than what they could with Buffenbarger out. So intriguing Cherubusco team if they can win this week and then maybe play Woodland next week. I mean, nothing's out of the question, I think, with that offense with Busco, with Buffenbarger.
Knowing that Whitko is more of a one-dimensional team, does that benefit Busco a lot? I mean, they go in and they faced a lot of teams in conference that are run-oriented, run-heavy. Does that bode well for them? Because Whitko perhaps has not faced a lot of teams that have the dual threat that Busco now has with their QB back.
Yeah, I think they know, okay, they've played plenty of teams where they say if we shut down the run, we're going to beat them. I think Whitco's the same vein. I don't think you're going to get beat by Whitco by their quarterback throwing for 300 yards. So I think Busco has the game plan that they've used in previous weeks where we're focusing on stopping that run game, and then we got a good shot at winning. I think that works again on Friday. Eastside
Woodland looks like one of my favorite games on paper.
It does.
Going into this week, because these are two teams that met in week 1, 29-12 Woodland, but Eastside, that was the first game without P.J. Dean, who was Mr. Do-It-All, and now this Keys and Gerard guy is stepping up with 178 yards, 4 touchdowns last week. He's been fantastic second half of the season. So what do you see as being the biggest keys of two teams that can throw the ball when they have to, but are power run games, basically?
Here's my thing with Woodland. So many people saying, well, can they get to state? And I look at them, I'm like, I'm just very worried about the wealth of youth that they have. A lot of sophomores playing, and I just worry that one game they're just going to come out and take a team for granted or just not be focused, because we've seen a lot of times this year with Woodland when they play like South Adams and Jay County and they win, but they just don't dominate them. They're not winning by 40 where they should be, because they're so much better in those teams. So I'm just looking at it, I'm saying, man, there's going to be a game, and maybe it's this Eastside game.
Because they've already beaten them?
Correct. They've already beaten them. You got a lot of young kids on that team and go, now we already played Eastside. We handled them. And then, you fall down 14-0 or something early, and then you never know. So, I mean, with that Woodland team, I think they win this week, but to put them down as state, I can't do it because I think they're still a year or two away from being legitimate to a title contender.
Yeah. The thing that would scare me the most, if I'm maybe not scared, but concern me the most, is that if you had to pick a team in our area, I'm not sure anybody's improved more from week 1 to week 10 the way that Eastside has. And part of that is just finding guys to fill holes after graduation. But I thought they'd struggle at times this year. They've actually been pretty darn good, and they've gotten better at the right point in the season.
Yeah, I think early in the season we looked at it, and it was like Connor Dove just wasn't performing the way we expected. And now, he's just playing tremendously well. And he's just one example of a whole team that has really gotten better from week 1 to now week 11. And I think that if Woodland does not watch it, Eastside is perfectly capable of beating them on Friday.